Hi guys, I'm back on the 2003 Mustang Project and finishing up our 4R70W automatic transmission. And today we're going to install the rest of the components under the valve body, and then we're going to install the valve body, put the tail shaft on, and this project will be complete. All right now is getting it installed in the car after that. So we're going to start with the reversed servo. The only thing that we're going to keep off of that is the spring. We're going to replace the servo itself. And I'll go get to the bag. There's our new reverse servo. It's going to fit right down in there. I'm going to lube the bores. Put some fluid on the pin shaft and on the seal. Put a spring in. Drop right that down. Like a cover. We can tell that it's engaging the reverse band. You can see it return back when we put it up. Put our install tool in. Put that down. Now we should be able to get our snap ring back in place. I got the idea of this tool from Jimmy over at Transmission Bench, and I'm thinking about putting another nut on this end and welding a washer to it. That way it'll cover more surface and shouldn't get that leaning over effect. But our reverse servo is now in. Got our 2 to 3 accumulator, and we're only going to use the spring and the cover for that. We have a new one right here in the bag. Lube the bore up. Place some fluid on the inner and outer seals. That installed down. Put our spring in And then this little cover just sits right on top of it. Like so. I have a 1 to 2 accumulator and cover. I'm going to replace all of that and drop the spring. I'm going to lubricate the blower. Drop a spring in. Got a new accumulator for 1 to 2 and cover. Move up the seals on this. We'll use some snap ring pliers to get in there so we can get a hold of it. Make sure it goes in and out right. Install our spring. Got a new cover. Make sure the size was right. Move this up as well. Snap ring for that one. Okay, we'll go ahead and lay our snap ring right here. I need, using tail shaft bolts to hold the tool on. I really need some longer ones. But what I'm going to do is just turn the tool around so that that nut is not in the way. I'm going to go ahead and install our parking lock. The spring goes right on that little clip right here. Hangs on the back of the case right there. Put a little lube on the pin. Alright. Okay, we got a new Borg & Warner electronic pressure control. Get a little oil down in this seal. And that's it. There's a retainer that goes in there that holds this in place, but we'll put that in after the valve body's in. Come over here and take out an old input selector shaft seal. goes. Sometimes they can be a little bit of a pain to get out. We'll lube up our new one. Get a 3/4 socket. Okay, we're going to put our selector, lever, and parking pawl in. On the side there. Lubricate our shaft, O-ring. Get our nut. Get that started on. Turn it all the way forward so that this part engages onto the case. Now I'm going to grab a 13/16 wrench and we can tighten that up. Our parking pawl is engaging. Locks the shaft. Alright, that looks good. We got to install this case connector. But there's an O-ring right here that's got to come off, and we got a new one in our kit that we'll put on. Okay, I got our new O-ring. Put a little fluid on it. Fluid in 4. There we go. We'll take our filter, and it sits right over here. And that's all our parts that go into the case. Next thing we got to do is tear down the valve body and clean it, replace a few things, and we'll get it installed. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and tear down our valve body. First thing we're going to do is remove this 10mm bolt. Take our solenoid off. Put our converter lockup valve. And we'll go ahead and remove the rest of them. We can get our plate off, and that'll go right into the parts washer. And there's nothing on this side to worry about. Now remember when we pulled the filter off to start with, there's an O-ring supposed to be on the filter housing. Well, it's still inside the valve body. It can be a little bit of a pain sometimes to get out. There it is. Alright, now we'll turn the valve body over. There's nothing on here to worry about falling out. There's no check balls or anything on this side. We'll remove our two stiffener plates. Let's see if we get lucky with this gasket. Yep, came right off. Suction of the fluid holds them on. Now you see all the bolts out of the plate, but this one, we'll remove this last bolt here. And we'll set it aside. And there's our other plate. I'm checking to make sure none of the check balls are stuck to it, because sometimes that's what they'll do. These check balls are plastic, and sometimes they'll get beat around in odd shape and will stick trying to go through a hole. So we got 8 check balls to remove. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the good thing about it is none of these check balls was messed up. They all look or appear to be round with no problems. Move our converter drain back valve. And right over here is this little screen filter that is warped, but we'll be replacing that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned up. What you want to do is wash it down with mineral spirits, and then go over it with brake clean and try to get everything out, any trash or whatever you can see. And we can check our valves after it's clean. We can go ahead and check some of them now. Make sure none of them sticking. And they all seem to be working pretty good. Sticky valves. I got the valve body all cleaned up, and there's a couple of areas I want to look at to make sure that, you know, they look alright. If not, I'll go ahead and order the extra parts and replace them. But let's get a little look at it. And one of the first things is the pressure control valve. I'm going to push this in, take a pip, pop this out. Make sure our valve's intact. This looks real good. There's no gouging or scratches or anything on it, and no signs of wear. Push the pressure control valve back. The spring looks good. Now, a lot of times you'll find these valves worn, and this one shows no sign of wear on it. And it looks fine to me. Put a little lube on it. Place it back in. Put a spring back in. Put a little lube on this end. With that looking as good as it did, there'll probably be no problems with any of the other ones. Now, a lot of times these plugs here will leak. This one, being a 2003, already has the new design on it. You can see the holes are bigger. And the older style only had one hole, and it was small, probably about half that diameter. This one looks good. And as you can see, what I just found right here, that's a piece of gasket material from when I pulled the gasket off. Let's make sure there ain't nothing else caught up in here. And work this valve right out. Valve looks good and healthy. Pop our clip back in. Now this valve has a little spring behind it. We're going to have to use a screwdriver. And our kit comes with a new spring for that, so we'll get that put in. Alright. Okay, we put this spring here back in. Got a tool on here. And we got that one back reinstalled. This spring also gets replaced with a new one. Start on the top side of the valve body. We're going to put our new gasket on. We'll lay our plate on here. Make sure everything's lined up. Put all the bolts back in place. And we got two bolts that are used for guide pins. We got two bolts that are used for guide pins for the other side. They'll go here and here. Alright, I'm going to get all these torqued down. Okay, now we got the bottom plate on, or actually the top plate. We'll turn it over, install the components on the other side, and we can get this thing buttoned up. Okay, since we got the valve body turned over, I'm going to go ahead and install our converter drain back valve, our screen filter, a pack of brand new check balls, there we go. I've already found the correct gasket. There's two comes in the kit most of the time, one for one model, one for a different model. We're going to put a little oil on this, just kind of hold it in place so it don't go slipping around on us. plate over, drop it down onto our alignment pins. Got 1 bolt goes right here in this corner. Got our stiffener plates. We want to torque these down to 90 inch-pounds. Some more oil. Way that'll hold the gasket in place while we install this onto the transmission. Alright, now we can get our valve body up here, get it installed. The only thing you need to look out for is getting the positioner valve in line with the shift lever. And you know, these 2 bolts here are guide pins, so that kind of lines it right up. And that looks good. Put the bracket in, hold the electronic pressure control in place. Bolt there with the position lever on it. And 8mm bolts. You got some bolts that are long and some are short. All the long ones go in through the separator plate. Always start your bolts by hand. You never want to use any power tools to start a bolt, especially in aluminum. Alright, we'll go ahead and torque all the 8mm down to 90 inch-pounds. And we'll go back and get our 10mm bolts. And install our solenoids. We'll torque that down to 90 inch-pounds. We can get our wear harness. Put a little oil on that. So at this time I'm still waiting on the new pan to come in. The other one does have a hole in the bottom of it and it's full of JB welds, so I'm waiting for that to come in, and we'll be getting that pretty soon. I ordered one and they sent me the wrong pan, and the pan that I ordered has fins on the bottom of it, and it also has a drain plug in it for easy draining. But the one they sent me was not for this transmission, so I shipped it back and should be having the new one any day now. So I'm just waiting on it. But we'll go ahead and get our tail shaft together and get that on. Go ahead and lubricate this bushing. Lubricating the bore. We'll get our new seal. And we can go ahead and get our bolts and get the tail shaft on. We'll get the new gasket out of the box. torque them to 215 inch-pounds. That's done. I'm going to go to the other side and put our speed sensor on. That torque down. Alright, we're now going to put on our throttle position sensor. If you notice right here there's a mark that says neutral, and there's two lines together. The transmission's in park, reverse, neutral. And we want to align those marks. And this way our positioner will be correct. And we'll go ahead and torque those. Okay, this is the bottom of the pan that was on this 4R70W. And you can see this dent right here. There's actually a crack. Well, this whole thing right here was covered with JB Weld, and it had turned completely black. Guys, JB Weld is not a solution for a hole in any type of oil pan or transmission pan or anything. It might be alright to get you home, but not as a long-term fix. So you can see something hit here and cut right through the pan. And if we look on the inside, you can see right here where the pan is cut through. See if I can zoom in on that just a little more. Yeah, you should be able to see it right there. So that's where the leak was coming from, and this is probably the main thing that caused this transmission to fail, was low fluid. Well guys, that's the end of our 4R70W transmission teardown and rebuild. And as soon as the pan comes in, I'll get that new pan installed and we'll get it back in the car. And that time we'll take you for a ride down the road and see how it does. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series of videos. I know it's not the norm of what I normally do, but I think I thought about starting another channel, but the way with YouTube is, it's, you know, trying to get subscribers and everything, and then it's not going to be a lot of videos anyway. So I'll probably just, you know, whatever mechanical videos I'll do, I'll just put them here on the main channel, cause it seems like a lot of you like it. So there'll be more of this type of stuff to come. I have another 4R70W that's going to be rebuilt here in the future for someone, for a family member, but I probably won't do a video on that. I also have an old C4 from the late 60s that a guy wants me to build for him to go in this race car. So we'll probably tear that down. In fact, there's not going to be a tear down. He said it's been sitting in a box for years. So he's going to get all the parts together, bring it over here to me, and we'll build up that old C4, and that'll be a complete rebuild, probably with new drums, new bushings, new everything through it, and get that ready for him sometime here in the near future. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed it. Like to hear your comments down below, and we'll see you in one of the two shops in the next video. See you now. Bye.